morning.
Hello, Marcos. Hello, Roda.
So, actually, we're going to ask you something about your work.
Okay.
So, my first question is, why did you choose that profession? And what pushed you to choose that career?
Why did I choose that profession? Kasi it's a shorter than medicine and then a doctor, di ba? If I choose medicine, it will take more than 10 years for me to finish, while dentistry is only 6 years. That's why I chose dentistry.
So, next question is, what was the most stressful situation when it comes to dealing with patients? How did you handle it?
As a new freshly graduate, there are some cases that are very hard to do, like special cases in extraction. So we have to learn more about it. Siyempre, konting tiyaga para ma-remove mo. If yung mga special cases that we have to handle, like the root canal also, di ba?
Yeah.
So we have to make more practice on it. Yun.
Okay. What is your greatest strength as a dentist?
Greatest strength when it comes to root canal. Root canal. Why? It's my favorite thing, especially when we finish the case and it becomes successful. It's a great
Fortune.
Hindi opportunity.
Hindi po ba?
Hindi opportunity. It's parang ano tawag doon? Yung accomplishment. Kasi it's very hard to do ganun ka lang.
Parang challenge po sa iyo.
What aspect of work to enjoy most? What do you least enjoy?
What aspect? In root canal, I enjoyed most. Especially when it becomes successful. Tapos, the least that I enjoy is the doing a prophylaxis, a cleaning. At first, it's okay, pero if it's too heavy, hirap yung gawin.
Doctor, do you have an assistant in doing that?
Ano, kami lahat. Ang assistant is the one preparing for the things lang, washing the materials lang. Yun. We are the one, Tapos sila yung, the assistant will handle you pass you the materials, prepare the materials for you to fill in. Yun lang naman. Other than yung assistant to do, no. Kami na mismo.
Can you briefly share the nature of your work?
Nature of my work is to diagnose the patient, the teeth, doing the yearly checkup, diagnose and treat them.
Okay. So, your last question.
Okay.
What is it important to have yearly examination?
It is very important to have an yearly examination to have an early detection of the problem.
For the dentist, how many months do you go to check up?
Every 6 months we'll do na.
Every 6 months. So, thank you for your time.
Thank you for your time.
Thank you, Marcos. Thank you, Lola. Bye-bye. Sara kami na.
Good morning, Sir Al. Good morning. We're gonna ask you some question about our feelings. Why did you choose the professional? What pushed you to choose that career?
Okay, first is to be honest or to begin with, my parents were the ones who really chose this one or chose the career path that I'm going to take. But what pushed me to be able to enjoy what I'm doing right now is the learnings that I had before when I was studying and the thrill and the memories that I have when I was in college. So that drives me and what pushed me until now.
What was the most stressful situation when it comes to dealing with patients? How did you handle it?
By far, the most stressful thing that I had dealing with patients was when I am able to relate myself with their problems. It's so hard for a counselor, for a psychologist to hear stories that you can relate with and identify yourself with that kind of situations. As a counselor, you really have to be objective. So when you say objective, you really have to weigh things according to that given situation. But sometimes I find it stressful because I'm able to relate myself, my personal experiences on that client's experience. So there's somewhat frustrations, and it's so hard for me to give my take on the situation because I myself can relate to that and experience that kind of thing too.
Then, what is your greatest strength as a physiologist, dentist, nurse?
As a school counselor, I think my biggest strength by far is to be able to have that emphatic listening skills, because as a counselor, it's very hard to listen. Because when you listen, you don't just listen. So you really have to develop that kind of attitude and that kind of work ethic, that you have to develop that emphatic listening skills for you to be able to really provide that care and service to your clients.
What aspect of work do you enjoy most?
What?
Do you least enjoy?
What do I least enjoy is none, of course, because I chose this profession and I'm enjoying it right now, and I'm enjoying it. I'm going to enjoy it until in the near future. So, what aspect of work do I enjoy the most is to be able to hear different stories, to be able to learn from other people. Kasi sometimes they say that our students, we're going to provide learnings from them, but on the other hand, at the end of the day, you caught yourself inspired based on their different stories.
Can you briefly share the nature of your work?
The nature of my work. As a school counselor, I'm the one who provide different services to the school, like career, emotional well-being, mental health, to be particular with, and in totality of human emotions and mental health. So that's the basic nature of my work, to be able to provide that service, that care for each and everybody, and also to help students to align themselves in a different career path. So I'm the one who manages that, for them to see themselves 10 years from now, 5 years from now, where are they going to, or where are they heading, let's say. So that's it.
Why is it important to have a yearly examination
Why is it important to have in what sense, what yearly examination?
in your job?
Yearly examination. It is important to have that yearly examination. So I'm going to identify that question into aspects. Let's say, yearly examination. For myself, of course, I have to progress as a counselor. I have to develop. I have to engage myself in a different professional development courses or in professional development stuff, so that myself, should be able to grow as a person and as a counselor. And for your students, for that yearly examination, of course, students have to take this different battery tests, different psychological examinations, and personalities for me to be able to identify what type of student are you and what type of human being are you, so that I would know what kind of help should I address with that particular person.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Hi teacher, we're going to ask you some questions about your nursing, okay? Yeah, in school. So first question is, why did you choose that profession? What pushed you to choose that career?
Okay, I choose nursing profession because I want to take care of the sick people, most especially those who are not rich, because they don't have enough money to go to the hospital. So at least I can give them at least a small advice for their health problem.
So next question is that, what was the most stressful situation when it comes to dealing with the patient? How did you handle it?
When I was working in a hospital, there are instances that my patient have a 50-50 chances of living because of having a tuberculosis stage 4. So, we need to handle it properly, but then I think the patient's already time for, it's already time for him to go to heaven, so we can prevent that to happen.
So next question. What is your greatest strength as a nurse?
My greatest strength as a nurse is that I'm very patient with my patient. Okay? Patience is different from patient, okay?
Yes.
So I need to take care of them properly. I'm not getting mad easily, so that they love me for that kind of attitude.
What aspects of work do you enjoy the most?
Both actually, because I'm a nurse and a teacher at the same time, right? I'm taking care of the children at the same time. I'm teaching them. So both.
Can you verify
Briefly,
shame the nature of your work?
so the nature of my work is multitasking because I need to work as a nurse and as a teacher at the same time. So it's not that hard because my patient is also my student. So it's okay.
Why is it important
To have a
yearly
examination.
Health.
Okay. So it is important that I am updated with your health problem or any health status so that I know how to handle your cases in time of emergency. In case of emergency. Okay.
Okay po. So thank you.
Okay, you're welcome.
Eh,